second part of the unboxing of the starter packs from the Series 4 from Micro Machines and Jazwares. That was a mouthful. Last week we unboxed the only starter set that included licensed vehicles, the Buggy Heritage. The second pack that we unboxed last week was full of repeats, but they had some kind of interesting paint job. I said then, box the other two starter packs, but they don't have licensed vehicles either. But cheer up, 3 of the 6 models that we are going to see today are new designs. Also, these kind of classic themes from Galoob are back. We are going to talk about Desert and Jungle. If this piqued your interest, then stay and enjoy these Micro Machines unboxing. As I mentioned during the intro, this is kind of an attempt of Jazwares to come back to these theme collections that Galoob was releasing. You remember there was some kind of sea adventure and forest and even the National Geographic ones. So this seems like Jazwares is trying to do something or replicate something like that. So this first one is the Micro Jungle Adventure. I would love to see animals like we used to see in the Galoob sets, but well, for now this will have to do. Let's open this one. This little truck gives me some Jurassic Park vibes, you know, with the scratch on the side and everything. I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but it really has the resemblance. This is the cargo truck. And just like with the Bugatti EV110 that we saw last week, this is not the first time that Micro Machines releases a cargo truck. Galoob had one too, most commonly used in the military collections. Something that I have mentioned before and that I love about Jazwares is that they decided to create the trucks a little bit bigger than the cars. This is of course to give a better sense of scale. And just to be clear, these little cars have not a really specific scale that I know of, but the Galoob vehicles were all the same size. So, I mean, when you saw the trucks and the cars, they were the same size. You could not recognize which one was bigger than the other. And Jazwares is doing something different, which is nice, as I said before. And just to clarify, I'm not criticizing Galoob. Those were other times and other designs. Just saying that I like what Jazwares is doing by making this distinction. Something important that I need to mention is that this is one of the 3 new models of these 2 sets. We have seen the off-road Buggy before. It was released with the white livery in the Protection Force World Pack in the Series 3. But back then was the only new model in the whole Series 3. It had really nice details. If you are interested in this video, I will leave the link here popping up. I will leave also the link in the description, and at the end of this video you will have the playlist with all the Micro Machines unboxings that I have done from Jazwares and Micro Machines so far. As I was saying, this is not a new model, and I like a lot more the previous white version, especially because it had the 2-tone interior. On this one I think that Jazwares was trying to bring back some of the animal print that Galoob was using at the time, but it's nowhere near the originals. Also not a new model. Chopper was released before, and this is my 3rd version. The first one is from the Protection Force World Pack from the Series 2, and the second one was included in the Corvette Raceway. This version is using a muddy green color with some orange pattern in the top, and a new addition to the model is that this time the helix has painted tips to simulate the lights. And now from the abundance of the jungle, we move to the constraints of the desert. The name of this pack is Micro Desert Adventure. This is the number 17. But more than an adventure, seems to be inspired in desert rallies like the Dakar. The 3 vehicles that you see here are endurance racing monsters, and among these 3, 2 of them are new models. So let's open this one. This is my second adventure truck. There was another one in the stunt starter pack from the Series 2. As we mentioned back then, this seems to be inspired by a Baja truck. However, I haven't seen yet a livery that makes it justice. Maybe a customizer can help us with that. The liveries that Jazwares has released so far are plain and simple, just one color with a number and that's it. I think that is a bit sad, and I think that this model deserves better. The only factor that we need to highlight on this version is the new wheels. This is the first time that I noticed that Jazwares is using this type of wheels, and the red rims gives them a nice touch. This is the second new model that we are going to unbox, and I'm sure that some of you will say that's not true. Jazwares already released this motorcycle before, and that would be incorrect. The previous motorcycle was the race cycle. This one is the adventure bike, and they are different. The race cycle looks similar to a touring motorcycle, and the adventure bike is a heavier model. It has a higher windshield, a different sitting position, and also gives you the chance to bring more luggage in your trips by having the big mallets in the back. This is the last model of the day, and it's also the last model of the starter packs. Not only that, this is my favorite model of the non-licensed cars in this series. Then to give more information, this is also the third new model that we see in this Series 4. The adventure racing truck is clearly inspired by the T5 trucks that usually run in the Dakar Rally. These trucks are not actually competing, but carrying around the equipment and also providing the support that the actual competitors will need during the race, usually the bike riders, which means that probably the adventure racing truck is just the support of the adventure bike. I love this design. It looks really sporty and original. The combination of gray and yellow makes it look really flashy, and it is the first time that Jazwares is using decals on the sides. These are not painted, guys. These are glued. So if you want to keep them in great condition, then try to not make your model wet because these are not coated. Okay, so with these two, we close the unboxing of the Series 4 starter packs. This question might be a bit redundant because I think that you are going to choose one of the Bugattis because they are the licensed vehicles, but tell me in the comments which model is your favorite from this 12. Next week we continue with the Series 4, but we start with the first 4-pack. If you like this video, I'm absolutely sure that you know what to do next. Now remember to come back next week and see how it goes. Do we have any more licensed models? Is there any crazy releases? There's only one way to know. From that, my name is JR. Thanks for being here and see you next time. Adios.
No.